I'm Jane Steen, and with me today is Steve Drake, Director of Technology at True North IT, and we're going to talk today about True North's delivery methods. So Steve, could you explain to me about fixed price sprints and how they differ to traditional delivery methods?
Yeah, so obviously we've got traditional delivery methods. We've got a fixed price contract where you might say, for we can implement the following, and we create a big specification, and it's going to cost you X. So there's a lot of time has to go into writing a specification, a lot of time has to go into approving the specification with the customer, and then any changes come out as change requests, and that costs to the project. The other methodology is T&M, where you basically say, right, okay, then it's going to cost you roughly X, but we're just going to invoice you every month. And then sometimes they can just run away. The customer's like, what, we've only got so far and it's cost me this much. I'm not really expecting this. So for the customer, that can be perceived as being quite high risk. They're like, it's an uncomfortable, delivery methodology. So another one we do is fixed price sprints, where we basically say, for a fixed price, we can deliver a sprint. A sprint lasts 2 weeks. For that 2 week sprint, we can deliver a certain amount of user stories. And then you might say, right, for that project, we need roughly 3 sprints, and you can see how far you're going to get through a project, and if there's going to be any change or overrun based on the user stories that are in, the score of them, and the velocity of the team, and how much the sprints cost.
So can you explain how it works in a real life project, maybe a small or medium sized one?
Yeah, so typically, we'll have done a statement of work for a customer. There will be an expectation, in the statement of work, of how many sprints are needed and what the cost of each sprint will be. So we might have a series of, say, 10 user stories that we know we're gonna get through. So which might run over, say, three sprints. So a sprint is typically 2 weeks. At the end of every sprint, we will have a working demo, to demonstrate to the customer. So we'll have a number of user stories that we will complete in the sprint for a fixed price. If those user stories take longer to develop, so if we say something's a 3, but actually it should have been a 5, we will take the cost. We will put the extra effort in to deliver that, which may mean we'll increase the team size, or may mean we may have to carry some work over to the next sprint. That doesn't normally happen, to be fair. If we're getting through things quicker, which does also happen, because we're transparent, we'll just say to the customer, well, actually, during these initial pathfinder sprints, we're going a little bit quicker than we thought we would, so we're going to give you more points in the sprints. So we start off. So we've got say 10 user stories. We've got 3 sprints to do them in. We'll just basically work through the backlog, work on the sprints. At the end of every 2 weeks, we do a demo. Then what can happen? So say we're into sprint 2, one of the salespeople says, who's going to use the system, says, I really like what you're developing, but we could have done this amazing thing on this in this area of the system that we didn't talk about when we engaged with True North. We'd like that. So you say, that's fine, yeah, just write that up as a user story. We'll add it to the backlog. And then we can see the backlog's changed. We can see for the 3 fixed price sprints they've bought, they're only going to get to this item. So then they can decide, right, do I want to move things around, or do I want to buy another sprint? So they can buy another block of sprints, add more features, slide things up and down, prioritize things, and really start to deliver value to the business, with knowing how far they're going to get and how much it's going to cost. And we have some customers who have sprint teams that run on for multiple years. We've had one run, I think, sprint 70 now.
Wow.
And it's 2 weeks each. And it's just great. They've got a backlog, and they can see exactly where they're going to get to, exactly how much it's going to cost, and they can really see what they're getting for their investment in the software development that we're delivering to the customers as True North IT.
Brilliant. So that sounds really flexible and very transparent.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So if you'd like to know more about True North and the services we offer, just please feel free to reach out to Steve. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.